Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something a little different in celebration of hitting 1,000 subscribers here on the channel. There's an additional little goodie coming up next month in celebration of achieving this milestone. I will let you know at the end of this video, but there'll be a whole announcement coming out next month. So if you want to know what the big secret is, stick around till the end of the video. But for today, I thought I would do the 8 pen question tag, starting by an amazing creator named Simone. She is here on YouTube and on Instagram. Her information is linked in the description box below, as well as the playlist she set up for trying to organize a bunch of people to do this. The people that know me, as well as people on my social media, have started asking questions about what the heck is up with this whole fountain pen obsession. So I thought I would take the opportunity to do the 8 pen questions and just give you guys a little bit of information on this journey. When and how did your fountain pen journey begin? My grandfather always had a fountain pen. It was always this thing in the back of my mind of, this is for businessmen. My first husband also had a fountain pen that I was not allowed to touch, but he cherished this thing and took such good care of it. And it was always sort of at the back of my mind of like an elite writing instrument. And he got it for himself in celebration of becoming a PhD candidate. And so it was always there at the back of my mind of, at some point, maybe I'll reward myself and get a fountain pen in the future when I sort of achieve something. I got the Duke Sapphire about 2 years ago. It was my first pen. It was about $30 on Amazon. I had always thought fountain pens were like hundreds of dollars, which some are more than that, but I always thought that they were this out of my price bracket and never really gave it much thought. I really enjoyed it, but I only ever used straight black cartridge ink for about the first 6 months, and that's all I used was this black cartridge, and it was my official pen. I was doing a lot of court stuff when I was meeting with lawyers, when I was having to be in professional mode, when I had to sign these formal documents. I wanted just to feel like I belonged there, and it just was a thing I used for officialdom, and I ended up using it for my planning and as my everyday pen. I was going through a lot of cartridges. I was really big into the gel pens of every color. I had to have every color. And I found that there were some colors I didn't really use. And when I was using my Happy Planner, that was just kind of what I went with. But I realized I was using my fountain pen as much as possible for writing letters, for practicing my penmanship, and just at every opportunity. So I got a second Duke, and this was for fun colors. And that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to get some fun inks. And that got me into, well, the next question, but that got me into playing with inks. And then I just couldn't have enough pens. And as I started getting into the Ferris wheel press inks and watching videos and just drooling over the beauty that is their packaging, I started down the fountain pen rabbit hole. And then I started seeing these amazing pens and hearing about different nibs, the feel of different writing nibs and feedback and all these different things. And I was like, okay, clearly there's more to this than just, I've got a fountain pen, the end. There's clearly much more to this hobby. What was your favorite inks in the beginning? My favorite inks in the beginning were the Ferris wheel press inks. Largely, I loved the flash and the shimmer of it, but I also loved the packaging. It just felt like Christmas every time I needed to refill a pen. Just pulling out the box and opening it, taking the bottle out of the box. It was a whole experience that was far more than just using the pen, but just going through my ink swatches and figuring out which ink I was going to use, a whole experience and I fell in love. How have your pen and ink tastes changed? The next part of my journey kind of follows this question of, I'm at this stage where I want to try everything. And so my taste changed because at the beginning I was just looking for 1 or 2 or 3 pens that would sort of encapsulate everything, that would allow me, that were generic enough that I could use any ink in it, that were like the perfect nib so that I would just always want to use that one pen. And so that was kind of what my taste was originally, just trying to find that one pen that would be a catch-all. And now I'm more of a, I really want to know and understand all of the brands, all of the nibs, all of the different options available to really figure out what it is that I love. I'm honing in a lot of ways on what I enjoy, but I still haven't really nailed down that this is what I'm looking for in a pen. As for inks, in a lot of the same ways, I'm wanting to try a few inks from every brand. I want to have all of the different bottles. I want to have the whole spectrum of the color wheel, either in samples or in bottles, but I just want to try all the inks. I want to learn all of the properties and all of the potential combinations and just have a really clear idea. So when I'm talking about a particular brand or a particular attribute of ink or a pen or a nib, I want to be able to know, to engage in that conversation and have physically experienced what it's like to use whatever pen is being discussed, to be able to say, yes, I absolutely have experienced that pen or that ink or that nib. Here's my thoughts on it. Number 4, what pen and inks do you want to try? All of them. All of them. Just all of them. I want to try everything. I want to taste the rainbow. I want to see them all. I want to try them all. I want to touch them all. I want to ink them all. I want to sample them all. Just everything. Everything I can. What is your Holy Grail pen? Okay, so this pen has eluded me twice now, and I'm chomping at the bit to get one. I am looking for an Esterbrook SD in lilac. I am also really wanting to get one of those things I'm going to have to save up my Atlas affiliate points for, because it's a little more spendy than I feel comfortable just for a get a pen. I like to get a pen a month is what I'm currently at. It was a lot more than that for a while, but I've kind of broken into a higher price point where, like the mid-range pen, where I can't justify getting 3 pens because they're no longer $20 and $30 pens. They're now like $100 and $200 pens. So it's like one every month or two. I'm really trying to slow down. But the next one I'm looking at is the Platinum 3776 in Cherry Blossom. It is just this really beautiful, I don't know, almost like a scaly snakeskin look to it, but it is this bright, happy, powdery pink color, and it's got a heart on the nib, and I just want it so bad. But it is definitely out of my price point at this moment, so I'm hoping to save up my Atlas affiliate points. If you're wanting to get any luxury stationery, by all means, check out my affiliate link for Atlas Stationers down in the description box below. Use the coupon code Nicole at checkout, and I get a little bit from each thing you purchase off their website. So, help a sister out. Get a 10% discount yourself, and help me save up for that pen. How many pens do you currently own? I am currently at exactly 40 pens. Now, that is before my Esterbrook SD in Winter White comes in, as well as a Ferris wheel press brush pen in Cream. Those two are on their way, but they're not physically here yet, so I don't know if that counts. So 40 currently in my possession, 42 if you count the 2 that are on the way. Do you have a limit on how many pens or inks you will have in your collection? Is that a number or a feeling? How do you know when you've reached your max? Right now, I'm going to say no. Just a carte blanche, no. I do not have a limit on the pens and inks I'm going to have, at least not at this time. I'm still very much in the exploratory stage of my fountain pen journey. I'm still trying to see exactly what shape, what weight, what style, what nib, and what nib type I like. I was very big on the broad nibs before, and I'm actually starting to move even from a medium nib down to a fine as I'm doing more and more journaling in my 5-year Hobonichi planner. And I'm just finding that I'm enjoying having that smaller point and more control when I'm writing. And so I'm kind of between medium and fine at the moment, but there are some flex nibs. I would love to try an OmniFlex nib. I would love to try the Esterbrook Journaler's nib. There's just a bunch of different nibs out there that I want to try. There are several brands I haven't tried yet, but I want to. And so I know all of the pens that are in my collection right now may not stay with me forever. Some of them may get handed to family members, some of them I may sell, but I'm definitely going to be bringing more pens into my collection. I am not satisfied that I have all of the things I need. And as for the number of inks, I have slowed down considerably on buying inks and more leaning towards samples. Because I get the ink vent calendars from Diamine this year and last year, I have a wide breadth of variety when it comes to colors and sheens and shimmers and types of inks, which are allowing me to really sort of play with things I wouldn't ordinarily have gotten. I definitely want to try more of the Birmingham Pen Co. inks because they have a whole thing on being able to mix your own inks and come up with your own colors. So that's something I definitely want to try and explore, which means I'm going to have to get at least the primary colors and some different shadings. And so there's going to be a pretty big Birmingham Pen Co. ink haul coming at some point this year and a lot of ink exploration. So how will I know when I've reached my max? I think when I have a feeling of enough, when I have a feeling of satisfaction. I like to match my inks to whatever theme I have in my planner for that month. And then I like my pen to match my ink choices. And I found in the fall, I really wanted an orange, but I didn't really have a pen that I could reach for to put an orange ink in. And I don't really have a lot of greens either. So if I want to ink up a green ink, I really only have one or two options, or I have to go with a neutral TWSBI. So I think when I've reached the point where for every season I have, regardless of what I'm doing in my planner that month, I have a pen and an ink to go with it. And I don't feel like I'm having to really reach or stretch or compromise those combinations, that I just have what I need and I have what I'm looking for. I think that's pretty much when I'm going to say I'm satisfied. But even with that brings me down to question 8. What would you do if another pen or ink came along? I'd buy it. That's what I would do. If something comes along where I feel like, oh gosh, that would complement my collection beautifully, or oh, that fills that gap that I'm missing, I'm absolutely going to add it to my collection. Now, what that gap is going to change from pen to pen, from month to month, from year to year. It could be because it comes with an OmniFlex nib and I think it's a beautiful pen and it is just a color combination that I don't have. That sounds like the perfect storm. That sounds like the perfect culmination of everything. There might be one pen that has a cool look, has a great feel, and comes with a journaler's nib. Absolutely, I'm going to lean into that. So yeah, there are definitely things I have yet to explore, and I would absolutely get that pen or ink. If a pen or ink comes along that I want, I will probably save up for it. So those are my 8 questions, guys. If you want to see other people's answers to these questions, the playlist is linked down below. If you would like to participate, apparently Simone is going to be carrying this through April now. So if you want to find her, again, linked in the description box below, tag her or send her a message and be like, hey, I'd like to join the 8 pen question tag. Can I join that playlist? Can I join that collaboration? So that'll be linked and you can go and enjoy everyone else who's participated, or you can hit the hashtag in the title and that'll take you to everyone who's used that hashtag. I hope this was fun or interesting for you, and that you learned a little bit about me, my collection, and my journey. And for those of you who stuck around for that little special announcement, because to celebrate hitting 1,000 subscribers, as well as the fact that I have been accepted as an affiliate for Ferris Wheel Press, they have agreed to do a giveaway over on Instagram with me. So click the link in the description box below, head over to Instagram and check out Book and Broom. In April, there will be an announcement. So follow me on Instagram. That announcement will happen there. All of the details will be posted and you will have the opportunity to win a full bottle of ink and a Ferris Wheel Press carousel pen. Ink and pen color of your choice. So if you've ever wanted to try a Ferris Wheel Press ink, or if you wanted to try their carousel pens, now is your opportunity. Go hit the link in the description box below. Follow me over on Instagram so that you don't miss that announcement when it comes out. You'll have to be subscribed to me here on the channel, as well as following me over on Instagram in order to qualify. You'll also have to be following Ferris Wheel Press. But all of the rules will be listed in that post next month over on Instagram. If you're looking for daily content from me, you can follow me on TikTok at Book and Broom. If you're curious to get some bookish content, you can follow me at NicoleSharp_author. Both of those are pretty regularly updated over on TikTok. Thank you guys once again so much for staying with me for this very long video. I hope it was at least somewhat enjoyable. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys!